Happy Friday, folks. We made it, but I want to show you the 3 takeaways as you're heading out the door today. Actually, before we talk about that, check out around the corner here. Beautiful sunrise off on the horizon. Yeah, so that's nice. But the 3 takeaways, we are tracking some scattered evening showers today. So if you're going to be out and about on this Friday, we will have the chance for a shower or an embedded non-severe storm to roll through. So just have that umbrella in your car to be safe. We will be turning drier and cooler for the weekend ahead, but that cool down is brief as we will be launching into the 80s next week. So a nice summer warm up. But recapping highs throughout the month of May, the last 2 weeks have been below average. And so today finally getting into seasonal territory, but we will take that dip below average, at least for the weekend, before a big warm up ensues for the first 2 weeks of June. Climate Prediction Center temperature outlook keeping us above average all the way through pretty much June 13th. And so there's that beautiful sunshine as we are taking a live look at downtown Detroit and across Belle Isle. 55 degrees in the city, 47 in Ann Arbor, 54 in Pontiac, 52 in Monroe. And we have a light westerly breeze out there. And so for today, you can plan for those temperatures to rise back into the 70s. So we're talking mid to upper 70s, in fact. But after about 4 or 5 o'clock, that's when we start to see those rain chances increase. This is not going to be a blanket of widespread rain. It's going to be scattered showers ahead and behind a cold front that sweeps through. So some evening showers that'll be hit or miss. And let me show you what we're talking about here to illustrate how this pans out. So by the time we get to 5, better chance for some of that rain to be north of here into the thumb. That's because that cold front is still well north of the thumb region, but I just can't rule out a spotty shower across the downtown area at that point, but that's not a slam dunk. Now that will start to sink south, and I do believe after about 6, 7, we have a better chance for these passing showers here off on the east side, and then there'll be a little more instability behind that front, so a couple more lingering isolated showers can't be ruled out between about 10 p.m. and midnight. After midnight, we're drying out, and we will stay drier for the weekend ahead. And so if you are not heading out to the free day today, but maybe going to the Grand Prix either Saturday or Sunday, plan for highs on either side of 70. A few more clouds Saturday compared to a little more sunshine working in for the tail end of the weekend, which will allow us to be just a touch warmer, but overall pretty comfortable to be outside in that sunshine. Clouds and radar. So we do heat things up going into next week, and that's going to clash with the front midweek. So by late Wednesday evening going into Thursday morning, timeline right now is that we're going to see a line of showers and potential storms pushing through the area, bringing some slightly cooler conditions, which will be a little more seasonal because we're cranking up the heat midweek. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Either side of 70 this weekend, that's still below average. A little more seasonal Monday, but then we're in the mid 80s Tuesday. And as of right now, forecasting upper 80s on Wednesday. There will be a window to get out on the water or be at the pool into the afternoon before those evening showers and storms roll in. And that takes us back in the 70s by Thursday.
Weather with Exact Track 4D.
I know it was a lot of business and networking taking place, but the beauty shots just make you want to book a trip. Seriously.
The horse and carriage on cue. You see that just right to the side of the end.
Nice. Well, a little bit of just a casual weekend here in downtown Detroit. Nothing going on, right?
Nothing major, just a Detroit Grand Prix.
Yeah.
It's like every weekend there's something major happening. And if we could just time the weather to be nice on the weekends, I think we can get through weeks like we've had, because it's been a gloomy one.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a perfect weekend, but it certainly isn't bad. I mean, we have a chance for some rain this evening. I think overall it times out well with most of the daylight hours. And then, you know, if you have to have cooler conditions, I'd rather be along the, Grand Prix route than definitely on the water.
It's hot standing out there, so it makes sense to have that nice
absolutely. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about these weather headlines. Like the 3 takeaways that you need to know as you head out and go into the weekend. Scattered evening showers. Now, this will be because of a cold front sweeping through. This isn't going to be a prolonged widespread event, but we will start to see scattered showers move from north to south with a cold front that's going to sink in. I'm going to illustrate that for you in just a moment here, but with that cold front, we'll have a drier, cooler air mass for the weekend on your Saturday, Sunday, but it's a brief cool down. 80s quickly returning as we go into next week. It's been a while though since we've been in the 80s. In fact, May 16th, we hit 83, and that was just before a 2-week stretch of nearly cooler than average temperatures every day. So temperature outlook for at least the first couple weeks of June. Climate Prediction Center keeping us above average. And so summer-like feels just around the corner. Live look at Metro Airport though. Clouds are winning out, and so we sit at 54, 55 in Pontiac, Roseau, 54 in Port Huron, and we're holding on to a westerly wind sustained right now about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So your forecast for today, late day rain chances, and so it's going to be about 4 o'clock onward that those rain chances will increase, and as we head in the later part of the evening, maybe even a few embedded non-severe storms. So your Grand Prix forecast for today, for free pre-day, will be seasonal. So we're talking mid to upper 70s, but it's closer to the dinner hour where you likely will need that umbrella. So if you're going to be out and about today across anywhere in southeastern Michigan, the later part of the day, just have that umbrella in the car in case you have to grab it, as we'll have the scattered variety rolling through for those showers. So that cold front still north of here. You can see it just north of the banner by 5 o'clock, but preceding it, some showers develop, especially along and north of M59. Not going to rule out an isolated shower across the metro area or downtown, but the bulk of this arrives after about 6. So 6, 7, 8 o'clock, some scattered showers, and then some remnant moisture behind that front when we get past 10 o'clock. By midnight, it's out of here. So you saw some areas, especially down to our southwest, might miss some of that rain. But let's talk about that weekend forecast, because the cooler air settles in across the area. Upper 60s Saturday, low 70s Sunday, and you can think a little bit more of that sunshine peeking through the second half of the weekend to make us a touch warmer. But speaking of warmer, that will be for next week. So next week we are going to see a huge increase in those temperatures, and that's going to clash with the front midweek. So as that front starts to cross out of the plains into the Midwest, that clashes with the heat, the humidity, and boom, we have a chance for showers and storms by Wednesday evening going in to early Thursday. Now we're still several days out, so we'll be fine-tuning that part of the forecast as we get closer. But what I can show you is these temperatures getting into the mid 80s Tuesday, possibly even upper 80s before those showers cool us back off into the seasonal upper 70s on Thursday. Darno?